Good morning and good evening, friends. So, welcome back to today's session. I hope you're all finding meaningful and gaining some wisdom in these sessions. So, today we'll continue with the chapter 5 of the book Power of Now. So, let me share some slides. Yeah, so as we are discussing the book, The Power of Now, so we'll go with the chapter 5, the state of presence. So, till now we were understanding what is presence and why it is important to be in the present moment. Now the author wants to say what the state of presence looks like or how it feels like. So let's understand more about this. So it's not what you think it is. So the author says presence is not something you understand by thinking. He's saying when you think more and more, you cannot understand the presence. It can only be felt by being into it, or unless you experience the presence moment. If you think you cannot get it, you have to be in that state. You know presence only by experiencing it. In deep alertness, thoughts stop, stillness arises, awareness remains sharp. So the author gives here some examples. No, he asks us to do some experiment. He asks us to sit comfortably, close our eyes, and just have a thought. What my next thought will be. And then asks us to be aware of it. Or to be alert and observe what the next thought is going to come. So he said when he did, he couldn't get thought for some time, as long as he was observing. So let's also try, when you get some time, try thinking about what my next thought will be and see what you get it. As long as you are aware, you won't get any thought. But the moment your attention, drops or your awareness drops, then of course the thoughts will come. So that's what he says, when your attention weakens, thoughts come back. So many Zen masters, so what they did, there were many students or disciples, right, who used to come and learn a lot of spiritual knowledge from them. So they used to test the disciples. So they used to go in their room with a stick, slowly, without their knowledge, and they used to hit them. If the disciple was aware, what's going on around him, he would either move, resist it, or he would stop the master. But those who didn't do so and got the hit, that means they were not aware in the present moment. Then again, the masters used to ask them to practice more and more mindfulness, being in the present moment. Right? So it doesn't come in a day, but it takes some time, but we need to practice. So being lost in thought is being absent. Even if the disciples are there, even if we're there in that moment, but if our mind is not present, if it wanders here and there, that means we are absent. So staying present requires rooting attention in the body and feeling the inner energy field. So when you observe inside, right, you feel the energy. And of course, it needs some attention. The historic meaning of waiting. Here is not the general waiting that we do. The true waiting is waiting in alert, stillness, and presence. Being so much alert that anything can happen in any moment, right? When some dangerous situation comes, we'll be fully present in that moment. What's going to happen? We don't think about anything. So that much alertness, we need to be in the present moment. It's not bored, it's not impatient, or it's not about anything about the future focus. Just being now, what is there. So ordinary waiting rejects the now. Right? If you just wait for future, what's going to happen and all, then you're not in the present moment. The sacred waiting results resets fully in the now, right? It's rest fully in the now. So no thinking, no remembering or imagining anything. Past, future identities fade. So we always identify past or future as an identity, right? What we were in the past or what we want to become in the future. But what we are right now is the true identity, right? But when we're in the moment, we are not identified ourselves with anything. We are just observing what we are right now. It might be our thoughts, our emotions, or any sensation, everything without any labels or judgment. So nothing is lost. When you're in the present moment, you think, okay, I'm losing my future, losing something. You're not losing anything, but you are, identifying your true self, what you actually are. So here the author says, like oil is the consciousness, and the lamp which is lit is the presence. The oil is already there, the consciousness is always there. But when you lit the lamp, it becomes the present moment, right? Missing the moment is unconsciousness. Be like a servant waiting for the return of the master, right? And we have a lot of workers and servant who always be alert if the master is coming or not, right? The moment the master comes, they be so alert in doing their work. They always have an eye, what's happening. Is the master coming or somebody's coming? They keep their eye, the same way we need to be that much alert. Here, the teaching point is the end of psychological time, right? When we are in the present moment, nothing is lost, only the psychological time, what is running in the mind, the time frame, the past and future, that is the end. Otherwise, everything is there. Transcends the ego, our ego, the identity that I am this, I am that, that is getting lost. And we are awakening into the new consciousness. That is, we are understanding who we are. So we are not missing anything, but we are gaining a lot more by being in the present moment. The beauty arises in the stillness of your presence. Moment of deep presence is flashes of no mind. Here the author asks us, when we go out in the nature, how many times did we gaze into the nature or observe any plants or flowers? Right? We say it's so beautiful and we just take some pictures. It's just temporary. We are labeling with the mind, but we cannot judge the true beauty of the nature. It can be only felt and experienced when you're in the present moment. When you take some pause and see, how it is, how are the colors, how soft or how hard it is, its features and everything. You need to take some time and be totally involved in that. It might be a flower or nature or seeing the mountains, but we just see for a second and just that's it. We don't actually experience it. So presence is required to see the nature's beauty, hear deeply. It might be the sounds of the waterfall or the song of the blackbird. Can be anything. Unless we are fully present, we cannot hear the sound because we are only hearing the sound of the mind. So much stillness is required to hear those sounds and feel the sacredness. Not only seeing, but an emotion should come from within. You feel so great when you be in that nature. Do you get that emotion or not? So the mind must become still. Knowledge, problems, and labels must stop. We always see whenever we go to the place, we say, oh, I know this place. Or, I have been there many times. No matter how many times you go, there is always something, new things that you can explore there. Sorry, give me a second. So beyond the form lies the nameless essence. When you don't judge, don't label anything, and just see how it is. And just feel it. That's what the true presence and, feeling that beauty or the sacredness. The greater the gap between perception and the thought. the deeper the consciousness. When we are fully present, there is a gap, right, between your perception and the thought. That time you don't get any thoughts, you're fully present. That gap is the consciousness. That is the being in the present moment. The true creativity arises only from the presence. So many times you might have seen a lot of poets or musicians and those who do art, they go somewhere in the nature, they take time, they fully be in that present moment, they feel, and they make some beautiful tunes, or they may write some poetry, or they do some kind of art. If they sit in the between the four walls, they don't get so much ideas, right? In the same way, we need to be in the present moment to get some creativity or get some idea or get some solutions. Realizing pure consciousness. So, what is the pure consciousness? Being, consciousness, and life are one. So, there is nothing separate in it, right? When you are fully being in that, the consciousness and life are the same. Presence is conscious, aware of itself, right? When you're in the present moment, you are consciously aware of the consciousness. No intellectual understanding is required, no mental thoughts, or analysis is required. All forms express consciousness in degrees. There is consciousness even in a stone, even in a plant. There is some level of basic consciousness in all the things. That's why they are here. We humans might have more, but every living and non-living thing, they have certain degree of consciousness in them. Everything has an energy. We only think that only living beings have energy. Everything, even the laptop, the phone, right? It might be a stone. Everything has some energy, has some consciousness in that. But they need to evolve. We humans took a lot of birth, right? We were from the stone to animals, plant kingdom. We have experienced everything, and then we took this human birth. And again, in this human birth, we took a lot of lives. So our consciousness is expanding gradually. But everything has some consciousness. Consciousness takes form, loses itself in the form, and awakens again through suffering. So the author says that the consciousness takes the form of, it takes a very, huge form of as a human being. The consciousness is always there, but when we take the birth, we forget everything, who we are and what we are, and we fully, be in that illusion in this 3D world with our, whatever the environment, the people, the surroundings, our work, right? We lose ourselves, our true essence. Again, some challenge come or some understanding comes, then we do meditation, we, come into the spiritual path, then we again, awaken ourselves. Again, we are in search, why this happened to me or what's happening in my life. And you ask, who am I? Then again, you are recognizing your own self. Then your consciousness, you are regaining your original consciousness. So it was always there with you. It's just that you didn't realize it. So ego is consciousness identified with form. When there is no form, then you don't have any ego. It might be anything, I'm working in so and so company, or I have this much money, or it can be emotional, I always suffer, you know, like I'm a very emotional person or I'm a negative person. It might be positive or negative, but you always identify yourself with some kind of form. So when you drop everything, that is who you are. So watch the mind. When you observe the mind, it weakens the mental form and strengthens the pure awareness, what is already there. This awakening is part of human evolution, right? So every time we evolve, that's a part of this, whatever the awakening is. So unless we take a lot of birth just to awaken ourselves, right? Unless we truly understand, when you truly understand, you enlighten yourself, that will be your last birth. But we don't stop. We always have some desires. We keep on taking births to overcome those. And again, take, we create a lot of karmas, we create a lot of desires. We keep on taking births and births. The moment you understand, you enlighten yourself, that's it. You are out of this cycle. Escaping mind through drugs or sleep is regression. Many people, right, they have a lot of thoughts they cannot overcome, or they face a lot of challenges. They take some drugs, right, or they sleep most of the time, because when they wake up, they think, They are surrounded by problems, but that's not a solution. True liberation comes only by rising above your thoughts. When you overcome your thoughts, that's what the true liberation is. That's when you get the solution. Just by escaping from that, you cannot get any solution. Christ, the reality of your divine presence, right? Here the author is saying Christ is awakened divine presence, the God, the Jesus, right? So if many, they cannot think of the present moment. So he's asking, think the present moment as some God or some kind of form, if you can actually feel it in that way, right? So the Christ is a divine presence, but when you truly, understand its nature, that is what the consciousness is. Presence is conscious divinity. Means understanding the true form or the true essence of the Christ or any form of God, you can take it. I am, point to timeless awareness. It might be Jesus or any master. They say that I am, that I am. They never say, I am the past or I am the future. I am. That means that's the present. So Jesus always used to say, I was before the Abraham. I am before Abraham. He doesn't say that I was in the past. That means he always, point is to be the present moment. Eternity means no time, not endless time. It means you're not bound with the time. We always know time is endless. It's only in the 3D world, but in other most of the other dimensions, there is no time frame, right? So here we have to drop that time. Jesus realized presence and embodied it. So he's a great master. So he was always in the present moment, and that was he has preached to his disciples also. And if you see Bible and all, you can, you get to know more about this. Enlightened teachers reflect your own presence. See, when you meet some masters, when you recognize the greatness, it means you are in that stage to understand them, understand the wisdom, or understand the greatness. Right? If you're not aware, then you cannot understand the greatness of the master. So only when you're truly evolved, you could able to understand it. The same with the God also. Right? So presence is one, not mine or yours. The presence is same for everyone. You might have different problems, different challenges, but the presence is same for everyone. Group presence amplifies the consciousness, right? So we know anything when we do in the group, it might be meditation or the awakening or being in the presence. When everyone in the same field, we are all interconnected. Our all energies are interconnected. So if everyone is the present moment, then consciously we are all awakening together and we are raising the vibration of the Mother Earth. Depends on teachers or groups must be dissolved. Here the author is saying a master or teachers, anyone, they can guide you or they can teach you the benefits of present moment. But it's ultimately you who need to experience this. No one can come and make you experience that. You are the one who have to try this by yourself. True master is becoming the present yourself. So when you understand this and when you try yourself, you'll become the master. Until then, you have to depend on someone. The moment you know this trick, you are the master of yourself. So here, the summary of today's chapter. Presence is beyond the thought. Presence is alert, stillness. The more we are alert and stillness, right? That's what he asks us to be alert as a Zen disciple or a servant, like always being alert. Presence reveals beauty, truth, and essence. The mind cannot recognize or create the beauty. Only the presence can identify or feel it. Presence is consciousness awakening to itself. Humanity's survival depends on the shift. Right? When we collectively we are all in the present moment, then the humanity will shift. It will take a level up. The future of the world is decided now. We cannot say we'll do it tomorrow. Right now, whatever we are doing, that is what the impact will fall in the future. Again, when the future comes, that is again the present moment. We'll experience the future in the present moment. Today it might be the future, but tomorrow it's again the present, right? So some of the reflection points. Where does thought pull me out of the now most often? Right? Just try it yourself. Where your thought is pulling you. Can I feel my inner body right now? Do I wait for life or I am present with it? Can I sense the silence beneath the sounds? Right? When you're going out in nature, anywhere, can you know, experience the silence, or you're just try it yourself? What changes when I watch my mind instead of believing it? So many times our mind create a lot of situations, right? Whatever we feel inside, that's what the mind projects. So just try it yourself without believing it. And what changes in me when I watch my mind instead of believing it, whatever the stories it's creating. So thank you, friends. I hope this was helpful to you all. The chapter 5. Again, this is a lot of deeper concept, but I try to explain in simple terms. But as we evolve, we can understand the deeper essence of it. But everywhere, being in the present moment is very, very important. It's not that easy, even for me, even for everyone, but we are learning every day. We are, trying to be in that being state as much as we can. Yeah. So before we go into meditation, if anybody wants to share or have any experience or whatever you have learned in today's topic, right? If you want to share your thoughts about this, please raise your hands. It might be any point or anything, you got connected to it. Yes, sir. Chandraji, you want to share anything?
Yeah, thank you. And a very happy Pongal Sankranti to all of you. This is the most, you did this, such a hard, deep, intense subject. You made it very simple. Not simple, at least understandable to people. That's a good thing. I love the way how the present importance of presence, the significance of presence. When the presence misses, we miss the present. What are the consequences? The sequence. All thoughts are going to come. The consciousness is going to be absent. So many things are going to happen. So these are all connecting back to the one statement I feel. When we do the breath, when we breathing, this is happening now, this minute. That's what this is all going to be. No need to think what yesterday, what's happened, and how this is better than that or something. That's only for theoretical point of view. But we can, that is for our own satisfaction. You can say, I couldn't go yesterday, but I am better today. That's the way. But that doesn't mean we are changing the truth. We are just reflecting what's happened in my case. I'm not going to compare myself with Purva and say, she.
Yeah, we lost you, Chandraji. Your voice is not audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You didn't hear all this time.
No.
Oh, I forgot the mic. It is
No, just
anyway, that's good. I don't want to repeat the whole thing. It is all focusing on how present is very, very important. That the more we do this meditation, definitely there is nobody need to tell you why it is important, because we can feel it by ourselves. Whatever he was giving, we are not going to think about, no, I can't do this because I don't have that guru here. But he says, don't worry about gurus. They are all there. I have my guru too. Don't have a dependent leaving your individuality. Take everything and try to own that on you and become the Buddha. Buddha is realized. So that's what he was talking about. But everything else is, no, I don't want to go on because it's really, I am able to, I'm so glad. It's very close to my heart, this subject. So it's a good job. You did a good job, woman. That's it. I have no question. But we have to learn to go above name and form. That is definitely. She's always like this. He is always that is. That's what I do. This is what she do. If we try to see the futility of those things, we can move on. Once you know what is wrong in that, that's the opening of your awareness. Awareness will start.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Apurva.
Yes. Thank you, Chandraji, for sharing your thoughts on this book. And thank you, everyone. So, with this, friends, let's go into the meditation. So, as you all know, we do the breath mindfulness meditation. I hope you can see. Okay. Yeah. So, as usual, we do the breath mindfulness meditation where we sit comfortably, observe our breath. The posture is very simple. You can sit on the floor, bed, or chair, or sofa, whatever is comfortable for you. Just need to clasp your hands, fingers into fingers, as you see in the picture, and cross your leg and ankle if you're sitting on chair or sofa anywhere. And the goal is to empty the mind. We can do it just by observing the breath. That itself is being in the present moment. As you observe your breath, your mind gets empty. Right? With this, let's go into the meditation. We'll play the music and the guidance, so you can just follow it. Dear friends, sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands, fingers into fingers. Observe your normal, natural breath. Don't forcefully inhale or exhale. Just observe your in breath and the out breath. As you observe your breath, mind becomes empty. We go into the thoughtless state. Be with your breath, dear friends. Our goal is to empty the mind and go deeper and deeper in the meditation. Observe the breath, dear friends. Let thoughts come and go. Don't analyze. As you observe the breath, the mind becomes empty. Go deeper and deeper inside you. Feel the emptiness inside and around you. Experience what's happening inside you. At this point, bring your attention back to your body. Recollect your experiences. What did you see and what did you feel? Let's express gratitude, dear friends. Gratitude to our parents, teachers, and mentors. Gratitude to our family members, friends. Gratitude to Mother Earth, plants, and animals. Last but not least, gratitude to this technology and all the devices which we are using. And whenever you are ready, place your palms on your eyes for 5 seconds and then slowly open your eyes. Thank you, friends. I hope you all had a good meditation today. And we'll meet you all tomorrow at the same time. And we'll go to the chapter 6. So please join us daily so that every day we can practice the meditation. Regularity is very important. Don't miss even a single day. If by chance you miss, I know this is a festival season, but do it whenever you are free. Don't miss the meditation. Thank you and have a good night, everyone.